Family, I need you to lean in for a moment, because some of you walked into this moment carrying battles nobody else can see. On the outside, you're smiling, you're showing up, you're doing what you have to do, but on the inside, it feels like you're fighting every single day just to keep your faith alive. And the truth is, battles have a way of making us question everything. They make us wonder if we're strong enough. They make us wonder if God has forgotten us. They make us feel like maybe the struggle means we're losing. But what if the fight you're in is not a sign of defeat? What if the pressure, the tears, the sleepless nights, and the moments when you felt like giving up are actually preparing something greater than you imagined? Because sometimes God doesn't remove the battle right away. Sometimes He allows the fight, because the fight is building something inside of you. Strength you didn't know you had, faith that refuses to break, courage that keeps standing even when everything around you is shaking. And I believe with all my heart that somebody listening to this right now needs to hear this truth. The battle you're fighting is not here to destroy you. It's here to prepare you. Every obstacle, every disappointment, every delay is shaping the victory that is already on its way. So if you've been feeling tired, if you've been feeling like the weight is too heavy, I want you to stay with me, because today we're going to talk about why the battles in your life are not the end of your story. They are the training ground for the victory God is preparing for you. Sometimes we ask God for victory, but we don't realize that victory requires a version of us that is stronger than the one we are right now. We pray for doors to open. We pray for elevation. We pray for the promise to come to pass, but we rarely pray for the strength that the promise will demand from us. Because the truth is, every level of victory carries a weight. And if God gave you the victory before building the strength inside of you, the very blessing you prayed for could break you. That is why battles are not always punishments. Sometimes battles are preparation. Sometimes the reason the road feels hard is not because you are going the wrong way, but because you are being strengthened for where you are going. God understands that the victory He has planned for you will require endurance, wisdom, patience, and unshakable faith. Those qualities are not developed in comfort. They are built in the middle of pressure. Think about it. Strength never grows in easy moments. Strength grows when something pushes against you. When life places resistance in front of you, it forces something inside of you to rise. It forces you to dig deeper. It forces you to believe even when you cannot see the outcome yet. The battle becomes the place where your spiritual muscles begin to grow. Many people want the crown, but they want to skip the battle. They want the testimony, but they want to avoid the test. They want the victory story, but they don't want the struggle that shapes the story. But the truth is that victory without preparation would be dangerous. If God placed you on the platform before building your character, the pressure of that platform could destroy you. So sometimes God allows you to walk through situations that stretch you, situations that challenge your patience, situations that make you question your limits, not because He wants to harm you, but because He is strengthening you. Every difficult moment is adding another layer of resilience to your spirit. There are days when the battle feels exhausting, days when you feel like you have been fighting for too long. You keep praying, you keep believing, but the breakthrough hasn't arrived yet. In those moments, it is easy to think that the struggle means you are losing. It is easy to assume that if God was really working, things would already be easier. But what if the fight itself is the evidence that God is building something powerful inside of you? What if the reason the battle has lasted this long is because the strength you are developing right now will sustain you when the victory finally arrives? Because victory is not just about reaching a destination. Victory is about becoming the person who can carry the destination responsibly. If God plans to trust you with influence, He must first build humility inside of you. If He plans to trust you with abundance, He must first build discipline inside of you. If he plans to trust you with purpose, he must first build courage inside of you. And courage is not developed in easy seasons. Courage is born when fear tries to take control and you decide to stand anyway. Courage grows when everything around you feels uncertain, but you keep moving forward one step at a time. Every challenge you face is shaping your ability to stand in your future. Every obstacle is strengthening your spirit in ways you cannot always see right away. The late nights when you felt overwhelmed, the moments when you cried because the pressure felt too heavy, the times when you questioned whether you could keep going. Those moments are building a deeper strength inside of you. Sometimes the battle is teaching you endurance. Sometimes it is teaching you to trust God when the situation does not make sense. Sometimes it is teaching you how to remain faithful when the reward has not appeared yet. These lessons are not small things. They are the very qualities that will allow you to stand strong when the victory finally arrives. Because when the doors open and the promise begins to unfold, the same strength that was developed in the battle will be the strength that keeps you steady. The battle is preparing you to handle success without losing your character. It is preparing you to carry responsibility without losing your faith. The pressure you feel right now is not wasted. Every moment of resistance is shaping your endurance. Every time you refuse to give up, you are proving that your spirit is becoming stronger than the challenge in front of you. And there are people who will one day look at your life and only see the victory. They will see the breakthrough, the blessing, the moment when everything changed. But they will not always see the hidden battles that built the strength behind that victory. They will not see the nights when you prayed through your doubts. They will not see the moments when you almost gave up, but decided to keep believing anyway. They will not see the quiet decisions you made to trust God, even when the outcome was uncertain. But those moments matter. Those moments are the training ground for your future. Every tear, every prayer, every step forward, when it would have been easier to quit, is building a foundation that cannot easily be shaken. The strength you are developing right now is preparing you to stand in places you once thought were impossible. The battle is shaping your faith so that when the victory comes, you will know exactly where your strength came from. Because the truth is that the battles you face today are not random struggles. They are moments of preparation. They are moments where God is building the resilience, the wisdom, and the spiritual strength that your future victory will require. Sometimes when God is preparing you for a greater assignment, the path does not look the way you expected it to look. Many of us imagine that when we are walking toward purpose, everything will be clear and peaceful. We think that doors will open easily, people will support us immediately, and the road will feel smooth. But the reality is that purpose often begins in places that feel uncomfortable, confusing, and even painful. Because God is not only concerned with where you are going, He is deeply concerned with who you are becoming along the way. The assignment He has prepared for your life will require more than talent. It will require maturity. It will require patience. It will require humility. It will require a faith that does not collapse when circumstances become difficult. And that kind of faith is not developed in easy seasons. It is developed in the middle of struggle. The challenges you face are not accidents. They are part of the preparation process. They are shaping your heart so that when the moment comes for you to step into your assignment, you will be ready to carry it. Sometimes the struggle teaches you compassion. When you have walked through pain, you begin to understand the pain of others in a deeper way. You begin to recognize that people around you are fighting battles that are not always visible. That understanding changes the way you treat people. It softens your heart and expands your perspective. And if God is calling you to influence others, compassion becomes one of the most powerful qualities you can carry. People are not transformed by perfection. They are transformed by authenticity. They are moved by someone who understands struggle and still chooses faith. Sometimes the struggle teaches you patience. We live in a world that moves quickly. We want answers immediately. We want breakthroughs instantly. We want every prayer to be answered without delay. But God often works in seasons instead of moments. He understands that some things must grow slowly in order to become strong. Patience is not simply waiting. Patience is trusting that God is working even when you cannot see the evidence yet. Patience is believing that every delay has a purpose and that every season of waiting is preparing you for something greater. And when you learn patience in the middle of struggle, you become someone who can handle responsibility without rushing ahead of God's timing. You become someone who understands that the process is just as important as the outcome. Sometimes the struggle teaches you humility. Success can be dangerous if it arrives before humility has been developed. If recognition comes too quickly, pride can grow in places where gratitude should live. But when you have walked through difficult seasons, you begin to recognize that every opportunity, every open door, and every blessing is a gift from God. Humility keeps your heart grounded. It reminds you that your assignment is not about your personal glory. It is about serving something greater than yourself. Humility allows you to lead with wisdom instead of ego. There are also moments when the struggle teaches you endurance. Purpose is not a single moment of success. Purpose is a journey that requires consistency. There will be days when you feel motivated and confident, but there will also be days when the weight of the assignment feels overwhelming. Endurance is the ability to keep going when excitement fades. It is the strength to continue believing when progress feels slow. It is the determination to remain faithful even when the results are not immediately visible. Every challenge you face right now is building that endurance. Every obstacle is teaching you how to remain steady when things become difficult. Those lessons will become essential when your assignment begins to grow. Because when God entrusts you with influence, the pressure will increase. People will watch your actions. People will listen to your words. People will look to your example when they are searching for direction. Without the endurance that struggle creates, that level of responsibility could become overwhelming. So the difficulties you are facing today are not meaningless. They are shaping your ability to carry the future God has planned for you. They are teaching you lessons that cannot be learned in comfort. There may be moments when you feel like you are falling behind. You see other people moving ahead, achieving success, reaching milestones that you hope to reach by now. It can feel discouraging when your own journey seems slower than expected. But comparison can blind you to the preparation happening in your own life. God is not rushing your process because He understands the assignment He has prepared for you. Your journey is being shaped with intention. Every delay, every challenge, every moment of growth is part of a larger design. Sometimes the struggle is also teaching you dependence on God. When everything is easy, it is tempting to rely on your own abilities. It is easy to believe that your strength alone is enough. But when challenges appear that are bigger than your understanding, you are reminded that you need divine guidance, that dependence becomes a source of strength. It reminds you that you are not carrying your assignment alone. It teaches you to seek wisdom, to pray with sincerity, and to trust that God is directing your steps even when the path feels uncertain. One day you will look back at the struggles that once felt overwhelming and realize that they were shaping the person you needed to become. The difficult moments were not distractions from your purpose. They were preparation for it. The disappointments were teaching you resilience. The waiting seasons were teaching you patience. The challenges were teaching you faith that remains steady even when circumstances feel unstable. And as those qualities grow inside of you, you begin to recognize that the struggle was never meant to stop your purpose. It was meant to prepare you for the assignment that requires a stronger, wiser, and more faithful version of who you are becoming. There are moments in life when waiting feels heavier than the struggle itself. When you are fighting a battle At least you feel like something is happening. But when you are waiting, when the door has not opened yet, when the answer has not arrived yet, when the promise still feels far away, it can begin to feel like nothing is moving. It can feel like time is passing, but your breakthrough is standing still. In those moments, the enemy of faith is not always pain. Sometimes the enemy of faith is delay. Delay has a way of whispering questions into your mind. It makes you wonder if you heard God correctly. It makes you wonder if the promise was ever meant for you. It makes you question whether the waiting means you have been forgotten. But what if the delay is not rejection? What if the delay is preparation? What if the time between the prayer and the answer is actually a season where God is aligning things that you cannot see yet? Because sometimes the blessing you are asking for is real, but the timing is still being shaped. Sometimes God is working on circumstances behind the scenes. Sometimes He is moving people into the right positions. Sometimes He is opening doors that require other doors to close first. And sometimes the biggest preparation happening during the delay is not around you, but inside of you. Because if the promise arrived immediately, you might celebrate the moment, but miss the growth that the waiting season creates. Waiting stretches your faith in ways that comfort never can. It forces you to trust without visible proof. It invites you to believe in the middle of uncertainty. There is something powerful about a faith that continues believing even when nothing seems to be changing. That kind of faith is not built overnight. It grows slowly during seasons when patience becomes your daily choice. Waiting can feel frustrating because our natural instinct is to move quickly. We want to see results. We want progress we can measure. We want evidence that our efforts are leading somewhere meaningful. But God often measures progress differently than we do. While we are looking for visible movement, He is developing invisible strength. While we are watching the clock, He is shaping our character. During seasons of delay, your patience grows deeper, your trust becomes stronger, your perspective begins to change. You start to recognize that purpose is not just about arriving at a destination. Purpose is also about who you become during the journey. Sometimes delay protects you from stepping into something before you are ready. There are opportunities that look exciting in the moment, but require a level of wisdom and maturity that only time can develop. If the door opened too early, the pressure behind that door could become overwhelming. So the waiting season becomes a place where your foundation is being strengthened. You are learning how to stand firm even when answers are not immediate. You are learning how to keep your heart focused even when distractions try to pull your attention away from your purpose. Waiting also teaches you how to remain faithful in small moments. It teaches you that obedience is not only about the big breakthrough. It is also about the quiet decisions you make every day while you are still on the path toward that breakthrough. Every prayer you continue to pray during the delay is building endurance in your spirit. Every time you choose hope instead of doubt, your faith becomes a little stronger. Every moment you refuse to give up is shaping the person who will eventually step into the promise. And there are things happening during the delay that you cannot fully see yet. Relationships may be forming that will support your future. Opportunities may be developing that will open doors at the right moment. Lessons may be unfolding that will guide your decisions later. God's timing often works beyond our immediate understanding. What looks like silence from our perspective may actually be careful preparation. What feels like stillness may actually be alignment happening in ways that are hidden for now. Delay also gives you time to discover what truly matters. When life slows down, you begin to notice the deeper aspects of your faith. You begin to see that your relationship with God is not only about receiving blessings. It is about walking with Him through every season. In the waiting, you learn how to trust His wisdom instead of relying only on your own plans. You learn how to surrender your timeline and believe that His vision for your life is greater than what you can imagine on your own. There will be moments during the delay when discouragement tries to appear. You may see others receiving the breakthroughs you have been praying for. You may hear stories of success that make your own waiting season feel longer. But comparison can distract you from the work that God is doing in your life. Every journey is unique. Every calling has its own timing. The preparation you are experiencing right now is connected to the future that has been designed specifically for you. When the door finally opens, the strength you gained during the waiting season will allow you to walk through that door with confidence and stability. You will carry wisdom that could only be developed through patience. You will carry faith that has already been tested and proven. The delay will make the victory deeper because you will understand how much growth happened before the breakthrough arrived. You will recognize that the waiting was never empty. It was full of preparation, alignment, and transformation that quietly shaped the path toward the promise. There are seasons in life when the pressure feels overwhelming. It feels like everything is happening at once. Responsibilities increase, challenges appear, emotions become heavier, and you begin to wonder how much more you can carry. The weight of the moment can make you feel like you are being pushed to your limits. Pressure has a way of revealing what is inside of us. When life is easy, it is simple to believe that our faith is strong and our character is steady. But when pressure begins to build, when things do not go the way we expected, when circumstances start testing our patience, that is when our inner foundation becomes visible. Many people think pressure is meant to break them. They assume that the difficult moments in life are signs that something has gone wrong. But what if the pressure you are experiencing right now is actually shaping you? What if the very thing that feels heavy is the tool that is strengthening your faith and refining your character? Because character is not formed in comfort. Character is revealed and strengthened in moments when the easy choice would be to quit, but you decide to keep going. It grows when frustration appears and you still choose patience. It grows when disappointment arrives and you still choose to believe. Pressure teaches you discipline. It teaches you how to remain focused even when distractions try to pull your attention away. When life becomes demanding, you learn how to prioritize what truly matters. You begin to recognize that your energy must be directed toward the things that align with your purpose. Discipline developed during pressure becomes a powerful foundation for your future. When opportunities arrive, the habits you built during difficult seasons will help you remain steady. You will not be easily shaken by sudden changes because you have already learned how to stay grounded during challenging moments. Pressure also shapes your emotional strength. There are times when your feelings may tell you to give up. They may tell you that the struggle is too much, that the road is too long, that the breakthrough may never come. But faith teaches you that your emotions do not always tell the full story. Faith grows when you choose to trust God, even when your feelings are uncertain. It grows when you continue moving forward, even when motivation is low. It grows when you refuse to let temporary challenges define your permanent identity. The pressure you are under right now may be teaching you how to stand strong in the middle of storms. Storms are part of every journey. There will always be moments when life feels unstable. But when your faith has been strengthened through pressure, you learn that stability does not come from perfect circumstances. It comes from trusting the one who guides you through those circumstances. Pressure can also refine your perspective. Sometimes we begin our journey with expectations that are shaped by comfort or convenience. We imagine success happening quickly and smoothly. We picture our goals unfolding without significant obstacles. But pressure forces you to develop a deeper understanding of growth. It shows you that progress often requires persistence. It reminds you that meaningful achievements rarely happen without effort and resilience. During seasons of pressure, you also begin to recognize the importance of integrity. When challenges appear, it can be tempting to take shortcuts. It can be tempting to compromise your values in order to escape the difficulty faster. but character chooses a different path. Character remains honest even when dishonesty might seem easier. Character remains faithful even when no one is watching. Character remains committed to doing what is right, even when the results are not immediately visible. The pressure you are experiencing is shaping those qualities inside of you. Every time you choose integrity instead of convenience, your character becomes stronger. Every time you remain faithful to your values, your foundation becomes more solid. Pressure also deepens your relationship with God. When everything is easy, it is possible to rely mostly on your own understanding. But when challenges appear that are bigger than your personal strength, you begin to seek guidance more sincerely. Prayer becomes more than a routine. It becomes a lifeline. You begin to talk to God with honesty about your fears, your hopes, and your struggles. That connection creates a deeper awareness that you are not walking through the pressure alone. As your faith grows stronger, you begin to see pressure from a different perspective. Instead of viewing it only as a burden, you start recognizing it as a refining process. Just as heat refines precious metals by removing impurities, the challenges in life can refine your character by revealing areas where growth is needed. The pressure may expose impatience so that patience can grow. It may reveal fear so that courage can develop. It may uncover doubt so that deeper trust can take its place. These changes do not happen instantly. They happen gradually as you continue moving forward through the difficult moments. Each step you take in faith adds another layer of strength to your character. There may still be days when the pressure feels heavy. There may still be moments when you wish the journey were easier. But the strength you are developing right now is shaping the person you are becoming. The faith you are building in the middle of pressure will become the anchor that keeps you steady in future seasons. The character being refined today will influence the decisions you make tomorrow. And as those qualities grow deeper within you, the pressure that once felt overwhelming becomes part of the process that shaped your faith, strengthened your discipline, and refined the character that will carry you through the purpose ahead. There is something powerful about a testimony. A testimony is more than a story about something good that happened. It is the evidence that someone survived a season that once looked impossible. It is the proof that faith remained alive even when circumstances tried to destroy it. But what many people forget is that every testimony begins with a fight. Before the victory becomes visible, there is always a season where the battle feels overwhelming. There are moments when doubt whispers louder than hope. There are nights when the weight of the struggle feels too heavy to carry. In those moments, it can feel like the fight is pointless, like the pain is meaningless, like the story may end in defeat. But the truth is that your current fight is laying the foundation for the testimony that will one day inspire others. The struggle you are facing right now is shaping a story that will carry power because it will be rooted in real experience, real faith, and real perseverance. People often admire testimonies without fully understanding the battles that created them. They celebrate the moment when someone shares how their life changed, how their breakthrough arrived, how their faith carried them through a difficult season. But behind every testimony, there is a hidden chapter filled with uncertainty, tears, and perseverance. There were moments when the person who now shares that testimony questioned whether they could keep going. There were moments when the path forward was unclear. There were moments when giving up seemed easier than continuing the fight. Those hidden moments are what make the testimony powerful. They are the foundation that gives the story its authenticity. Without the struggle, the victory would not carry the same depth or meaning. Your fight right now may feel personal, like a private battle that no one else fully understands. You may feel like you are standing alone in a moment that others cannot see. But even in those quiet battles, something significant is being built. Every time you choose to keep believing, you are writing another line in the testimony that is forming. Every time you refuse to let discouragement take control, You are strengthening the message that your life will one day carry. A testimony is not only about the final victory, it is also about the journey that led to that victory. It is about the faith that continued even when answers were delayed. It is about the courage that appeared when fear tried to dominate your thoughts. The fight you are facing today is developing those qualities inside of you. It is teaching you how to stand when everything feels uncertain. It is showing you that faith is not the absence of struggle, but the decision to trust God in the middle of that struggle. Sometimes the battles in life expose areas where growth is needed. They reveal fears that must be confronted, habits that must change, and perspectives that must be renewed. These lessons are not signs of weakness. They are opportunities for transformation. As you move through the fight, you begin to see yourself differently. You realize that you are stronger than you once believed. You discover that your faith can survive challenges that once seemed overwhelming. You learn that resilience grows when you refuse to quit. These discoveries become part of the testimony you will eventually share. They become reminders that your journey was not easy, but it was meaningful. They show that the victory was not simply handed to you, but built through perseverance and trust. Your testimony will carry influence because it will be rooted in truth. People connect with stories that reflect real struggles and real faith. They find hope when they see that someone else walked through darkness and still found light. One day there may be someone who feels the same discouragement you feel today. They may be standing in their own battle, wondering if they have the strength to keep going. When they hear your testimony, they will recognize that their struggle is not the end of their story. Your experience will become a reminder that victory is possible. It will show that faith can survive even the hardest seasons. It will reveal that the battles we face can lead to transformation when we refuse to give up. The fight you are in right now may not make sense in the moment. You may wish that the struggle would end quickly. You may wish that the path toward victory was easier and clearer. But every challenge you face is adding depth to your story. Every obstacle is strengthening the message that your life will one day carry. The perseverance you are developing is becoming the foundation for a testimony that reflects faith, resilience, and transformation. Your current fight is not wasted effort. It is part of the process that shapes the victory you will eventually experience. The strength you are building today will become the voice that encourages others tomorrow. The tears you have shed, the prayers you have whispered, the moments when you chose hope instead of despair are all becoming pieces of a testimony that will speak with power and authenticity because it was born in the middle of a battle that you refused to surrender to. If you're in the middle of a battle right now, I want you to remember this: what you're going through is not meaningless. Every struggle, every delay, every moment when you felt like giving up is shaping something greater than you can see right now. The strength you're building, the faith that keeps growing inside of you, and the courage you are discovering in the middle of the fight are all preparing you for the victory that is ahead. The battle was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to develop you. So don't let the difficulty of this season convince you that your story is over. This is not the end of your journey. This is the place where resilience is growing, where faith is becoming unshakable, and where the foundation of your victory is being built. Keep trusting. Keep believing. Keep moving forward even when the road feels uncertain, because the battle you're fighting today is preparing the victory that will one day reveal just how strong you have become.